and I just always felt like rabbit was just like bootleg chicken.
Yeah.
And every time I ate it, I was like, it wasn't like it was bad. It was just like, why are we eating diet chicken? Like, we just eat the chicken.
Yeah.
It would be like diet chicken.
Yeah.
That's a good way to describe it.
Hilarious.
It's time for the Smoking Goose brunch breakdown. Smoking Goose, located at 407 Dorman Street. It's a high-end butcher shop that we love to get all of our quality meats from, and they sponsor this segment, which is the brunch breakdown, where we talk about the theme of the day, which was Vermont, in your honor. I have to ask you, did we nail the theme?
I think you nailed it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was very good.
Sometimes with a theme, when I don't know the guests very well, I'm like, I feel like this could come across real douchey. Like, I fucking hate Vermont.
You're like, what do you eat, garbage?
It's not a garbage plate. And then I looked it up, and it's kind of fun to play around with some of the constraints of like, okay, what can we do here and make it traditional, or what can we like do a play on? And I was just like, you're right. There's a lot of cheese and a lot of syrup. And I was like, all right. I mean, which are both good things, you know. Like, cheese, I love cheese and syrup. So one of the things I kept coming up in my like research was just everything pickled. It was just like big pickling community. And you had said you were from rural Vermont, so I assumed that was like probably a double Venn diagram of like pickles.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of people pickling. And so I just pickled everything I could get my hands on. I made a pickle board. And then I used some of the Smoking Goose rabbit and pork cheek terrine, which I figured the rabbit would come in to play with the rural theme.
Yeah.
Did you eat a lot of rabbit growing up?
We didn't eat a ton, but I love rabbit.
I always felt like my grandma would make rabbit sometimes. And then most of the time she'd have chicken. And I just always felt like rabbit was just like bootleg chicken.
Yeah.
And every time I ate it, I was like, it wasn't like it was bad. It was just like, why are we eating diet chicken? Like, we just eat the chicken.
Yeah.
It would be like
chicken.
diet chicken. Yeah. That's a good way to describe it.
Hilarious.
It was so funny. No one laughed. And then Zach got to do a really fun one.
I did I guess they call it snow on ice or sugar on snow,
yeah.
whatever. Ice, snow, sugar.
Disney on ice. That's what they call it.
But we didn't have snow, so we got an ice shaver and shaved a bunch of ice and put it on a platter. And then you cook the syrup to like 235, the softball stage, and then you drizzle it over there. And I guess like in the pictures they had them eating with popsicle sticks, but
yeah, you can kind of like roll it is sometimes. But, I mean, you just palm it, too.
Just palm it with your...
just use your finger.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. I thought it was... I had no faith that it was going to turn out. Like, when we saw it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That should be fun to do. And then when we were doing it, I was very much doubtful. But it turned out really cool. Like, that was a neat kind of thing.
Yeah, I didn't realize... Like, I guess I thought other people ate that before I moved like to college. It's so good. But you just normally just do it on the ground.
Never heard of it until this week.
We just boil maple syrup for fun.
No, and I also don't eat snow off the ground. So that's not a thing.
Okay.
We would eat snow. Like you would get your snow and then put like sugar or cinnamon sugar on top of it, like fresh snow.
Wait, you would eat snow with sugar?
Yeah.
That's not
I've
a thing.
never eaten it with sugar. I love to just eat snow from the ground though.
I feel like the only time kids in my school ate snow is like when they got tricked and it was like, you want a yellow snow cone?
Well, no, this was like right after it fell too. So this wasn't like gray snow the next day. This wasn't slushy snow.
I guess you guys don't get as much snow because we would have like feet of snow. And like
we got to eat our way out.
Yes. It's so, I don't know. This is going to sound really weird. There's like a different taste of like if you eat the snow that's close to gravel or if you eat the snow that's close to grass.
Yeah, it's called gravel.
Wait. This isn't making Vermont sound good.
I know it's making it sound like
special.
It's the land of misfit toys.
So you grew up on gravel snow.
Yeah.
You never got that grass snow.
No, you got to travel. You go into the woods, you get some grass snow. It's making it sound like I can't get electrocuted. I'm that stupid.
How is
Take her away. You have people in white coats just pull her out.
Okay.
a couple of volts to get her acting right again? Just talking about eating fucking snow. You got a real Flatlander wandering in here today. And then, so one of the things I looked up just said griddle cakes and sausage, and I was like, this is the closest thing to like food that I've seen so far.
It's like there's a grain in here.
Yeah. And at that point, that's when I realized I was like, oh, there's been nothing green served except for pickles. So I was like, man, I'm gonna throw a little salad on there. But yeah, with a smoking goose fennel sausage, which all their sausages and charcuterie stuff is just next level. And then some griddle cakes, which are just fluffy pancakes. For some reason, I was thinking a griddle cake was like a Johnny cake, like a corn pancake, I guess. But it's just like a thick boy.
Yeah.
And then, of course, just drown it all in maple syrup. Now, was that real Vermont maple syrup?
Yes, it was.
Oh, hell yeah.
What was the brand? Do you know? It's like Flapjack?
I don't know. It's like kind of one of the fun, like, I don't know, newer brands, but like they've got like 3 different kinds. Like one was salted caramel, but I don't think it was all maple syrup. There was a maple syrup, and then there was one that was like a bourbon aged one.
My last question is: you said a softball, you heat it up to a softball temperature.
A softball stage. When you're heating sugar and cooking it, there's a number of different like stages that it reaches at different temperatures. Softball is when like you cool it down and it'll still like kind of gel. Hardball is like when you're making like hard candy or hard crack. And that's when
hard crack.
Yeah, that's another phase of it.
What's little league stage?
That's like under the
or slow,
under the softball.
Yeah, like slow pitch.
Yeah, slow pitch.
Okay. Thank you.
Then we had a tutorine. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
I don't know either.
My grandma, it was from France, and she's rolling over in her grave every time I pronounce a French word improperly.
It's tutorine.
Tutorine.
Is that the planet from Star Wars?
Yes.
The same one?
Yes. Good comparison.
It had 2 moons. That's all I know. And then that was but I did bison instead of, because it's usually beef and pork mix, but I did bison and pork. And I love any kind of, I love those like savory meat pies that have like almost kind of like the like Christmas spices in them.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of fun to eat that in the summer every once in a while. We were really trying to recreate winter in here today.
I like that. Like I will eat soup. I will fully eat like boiling soup in the summertime. I love a savory meal that much. I'll make stew, like, because you just want to come home, it's 85 degrees out, and your whole house smells like beef.
Well, I'm glad that the woman who loves Christmas, we served you snow.
Yeah, it was
in July.
It was nice. I hate the summertime. I'm the only person who I wish it was negative 10 degrees out all the time.
Yeah.
We should have got Cody like a little conductor hat for the dog train.
Oh, that would have been great.
I would have cried. That was the worst part. I didn't even know I was going to get engaged, and I was just sobbing looking at a tiny train full of sick dogs.
Wait, why were they sick?
Yeah.
Well,
I thought they were just rescues.
They were like a rescue. Yeah, but one had like a broken leg.
Oh. I was like, this is not like the train to like
Yeah,
the bad place, is it?
It was the pound.
bad place.
Like, it's not the pound train, is it?
Oh no. Well, that's what happens, right? After a certain amount of time.
Yeah, you put dogs on a Christmas train and then they send them into the burner.
Last call before they go to hell.
They have a little Christmas hat on.
That would really up adoption.
Oh, yeah.
You could call it a real rescue event. You gotta grab them off the train before they get into the fire.
This one was only kind of singed.
Oh, we gotta break this dog's arm because it wouldn't stay on the train.
Yep.
Sorry about that, guys.
And then you did a wonderful dessert.
Yeah, I did a maple cream pie. It's interesting. We have a sugar cream pie. That's our state pie here. This one was a little different because like we bake ours whole, and then that one you bake and then pour the filling cooked in there. But that was kind of fun to make. It almost tasted like butterscotch.
Yeah, it was so good.
But yeah, then I put some maple syrup and the whipped cream on top too.
It was dangerously close to a Thanksgiving feeling today.
Yes.
Yeah,
dangerously
like
close.
that like celery, onions, rosemary, sage kind of flavor profile.
And then top it off with
Pies.
two pies. Yeah, we had both. I like how we slipped a dessert course in at the beginning. Like, here's your first dessert, and then
I don't know how when we were talking about it, we didn't realize that there were 2 pies in the
Oh,
meal.
I realized it was 2
Did
pies
you?
and 2 desserts, and I was like, "This is how they do it in Vermont."
I'm eating brunch with my people though. Homie Dad just cooked up a feast and we about to eat.